Welcome to Kentucky Football Nation. Well, it's Friday, August the 1st, and today was SEC Media Days, or Media Day. So, Mitch Banhart, Bush Hamden, Brad White gave interviews in their press conference. So let's go over some notes, especially from Mitch Banhart. Now, this Sunday, this is the August 1st, August 3rd. We're going to have a live at 7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern. We'll talk about all this or whatever you want to talk about. Okay. And now, first three games, Toledo game, the Ole Miss, and Eastern Michigan game, we will do a live stream during the game. So, hey, don't watch the game alone. Don't watch the SEC. I don't even know what network it's on. Just come and watch it with us. And obviously, we can't show the game, but we'll talk about the game as it unfolds in the live chat. So come on out and watch the game with us, okay? Let's start off with Mitch Banhart. Of course, the big question was what? Show us the money. Okay, he said he's not going to show the NIL numbers because the opponents want to know also. Now, once I heard him explain it that way, I kind of agreed. I don't care about the numbers as much as I would care about, I like to see the percentages. But he said he's not going to do it because the opponents would use it against us, and they would. He said the coaches know the numbers, and they are pleased with the numbers the way they are, and they are engaged in the process of sharing the money. So Mark Stoops is engaged in football, and he says he's happy. Look, does that mean it's true? I don't know, but that's what's being said, so we'll have to take him on his word. The coaches know the numbers. The numbers will change from semester to semester because obviously athletes graduate and move on. That makes sense. Then they tried to ask him, is there a hard number for football or basketball? And he said, well, he will not show the percentage. So there's your answer. They're not showing anything. Numbers, percentages, doesn't matter. Not showing it. Will the SEC expand? And he said never say never, but it sounded to me like the SEC does not want to expand because the more you expand, obviously, the less money you get. So sounds like that's put on hold for a little bit. Now Nick Roush asked him about the $20 million revenue that we have right now, the revenue sharing plan that just came out. And he said scholarships take it down to 18 million. So the 18 million that we have to use for NIL and revenue sharing, it's use it or lose it. So they have to spend it or you lose it. So obviously we're going to spend $18 million this year. So that's pretty much that for the money, guys. He's not going to say, and the collective's not going to say, I think we said some more down here about the collective. We'll talk about that. Then Mitch Banhart talked about the toughness of our football schedule. Obviously, Stoops will go week to week, and we will fight through it. So, yeah, we have the anywhere from third or fourth, whichever one you look at, third or fourth hardest schedule in the SEC, which makes it around 8 to 10 in the nation. Nobody's going to cry for us, So, hey, what are you going to do? And now, one important thing he said, he will not put Stoops' job on the line for number of wins. And I agree with that. We need to see growth and playing better. He didn't say this. I'll paraphrase for him. Yeah, we need to see the team not quit and the locker room be right. And are we moving forward? Yes, they're not going to put it on a number of wins. And with a schedule like ours, we play 5 of the top 15 teams in the power rankings. How many of those teams would anybody beat? Let alone us. But anybody. Take another school. Arkansas, Auburn. How many? Yeah, no. So I agree with that. Don't put it on a number of wins. Let's see. He put the revenue sharing is shared among 6 Kentucky sports. So what are the sports? Men's basketball, women's basketball, football, baseball. Excuse me. Let me start over. Men's basketball, women's basketball, football, baseball, softball, volleyball. That's the 6 sports that get the most money. Okay. So that 18 million will be shared among those. Now, what they did do was they added 80 scholarships to the athletic department. So in lieu of giving money, they can give somebody a full ride scholarship. So scholarship and money, whatever. So a combination of both. I said 23. The LLC covers the 23 sports, and they are pay the expenses of UK of each UK sport. So like I said, Mark Stoops is paid by the LLC. Mark Post's paid by the LLC. I know somebody argued with me on that, but they keep saying it, so there's no argument. Okay, they're not paid by the school; they're paid by the LLC. So just remember that. That's where the money comes from. If we wanted to buy them out, or if we want to keep them, or whatever, that's where the money's going to come from. What else did we talk about? We talked about a decade of change has happened in 4 weeks. So yeah, he said this stuff is moving quick. Look, nobody knows there's no rules right now. There's an executive order that's not really binding. So they're trying to get, Congress to pass some legislation. Look, you can get into all that. There's no telling what will happen right now. We're just trying to follow what everybody else is doing. So, hey, there's other people spending money on more sports also. So, they talked about the 8-game SEC conference schedule. Kentucky is not for a 9-game SEC conference schedule because every other year we have 8 home games built into our schedule. Currently playing the 8 SEC conference game. And one of them is the Louisville game is built into that schedule. So he is not for it. But he did say the SEC office and all the coaches are going to make a decision very quickly on this. I guess in the next couple of months of whether next year we go to 8 or 9. But God knows I hope we don't play Texas and Alabama every year. Hopefully we'll be put on some kind of rotation. They've talked about a 3-team or a 4-team rotation of permanent teams and then going through everything else. I don't know, but just give us a couple of easy ones in there, will you? Okay, so that's basically you can look. Matt Jones did an interview. If you go on KSR, you can break all this down further, guys. Out of all I just talked for 6-7 minutes, the only thing that we learned from this is we're not going to see the numbers, and we're not going to see the percentages, and the coaches know and they're happy about it. And he doesn't want the opponents to know. I get it. They would use it against us. I agree with all that. I don't know. Touchy subject. Let's see. Let's just win some games, and then all this stuff will go away. If you start losing, then, like we said, if we start, sucking at football really bad, then people are going to want to see the numbers because you're either not spending as much on football or you suck at buying players. So let's hope that doesn't happen, and I don't think it will. All right. Then they went to Bush Hamden. Bush Hamden said a lot here. Let's talk about Bush Hamden. He says it's easier to implement the system because we have the same coaches again. I agree with that. Now we have a continuity of coaches. We're not changing offensive coordinators every year. He said Calzada is taking 75% of the snaps to 25 for Boley, and we'll talk about that in a second. Kendrick Law. We talked a long time about Kendrick Law. He's physical and explosive. They will use him as a running back and a wide receiver because he needs to get the ball. What have I been saying? If you watch my videos or if you listen to me on my live, he's going to be Wan'Dale Robinson. They're going to do an end around. They just want to get him in space, a 3 or 4 yard pass in space, and let him go. That's what they're going to do, and that's the Boise State offense. Also, if you look at the slot receiver in the Boise State offense, but if you don't look at the Boise State offense and the slot receiver, then never mind. Then good old boys and the Fine Bombers, we're just going to suck because you don't have enough time to even research what the hell you're talking about. Eric Wolford has done a great job with the Big Blue Wall, and the Big Blue Wall is back, and I agree with that. He said it's a very physical group. I agree with that. The run game. Now, here's what he said. The 2 new guys are going to start. So McGowan and Dowdell are going to be the starting running backs, and I agree with that. Why? Because, Dowdell and McGowan. Because McGowan is the only one of the 4 backs that we have that can catch a pass out of the backfield. And if you look at the Boise State offense, the running back catches passes in their offense, and we need that. Okay, we need that. We haven't had that in a while. Well, we threw to a couple running backs, but we didn't throw many under Cohen. So we need that. So yeah, McGowan and Dowdell are going to start. So I'm sure Wilcox will play. So I don't know just because they start doesn't mean playing time. So I thought that was exactly what I was going to go exactly the way I thought it was going to go. If you listen to me on my live or you watch my videos on the offense of Bush Hamden, I knew with Boise State offense, I knew why they brought in Seth McGowan. Made perfect sense. But if you're a Fine Bomber, never mind. We suck. So don't look it up. Just please, these guys. They talked about learning the verbiage of the offense. They are working hard to make the offense learnable because we must play at a fast tempo. So you're going to see this year's offense is going to look different. I mean, it might not look different if you just look on the surface, but if you know and just watch the offensive line and watch how fast we go. So we're going to speed the tempo up, which we should. But obviously, we're going to try to go on long drives, but we will still go at a fast tempo. They talked about Hardly Gilmore. His attitude must change. We've all talked about that. Yes, I did put out a Hardly Gilmore video. Yes, he's a good kid. He's got a bad attitude. Take your head out of your ass, son, and play some football, okay? Because he's our best deep route runner. That's been said by Mark Stoops. So, yes, go Hardly Gilmore. Come on, buddy. Okay, so these reporters ask the dumbest questions. I'm gonna paraphrase this guy's question. Shouldn't Cutter Boley leave since Zach Calzada is starting and he could go somewhere else? He phrased the question. That's what he should have said. He phrased it in a way that was stupid wording anyway. And I think I typed, if you watch the live, I was watching it live. That was a stupid question. Yes. So no, they're excited for Cutter Boley's future. He is the quarterback of the future, and he is going to stay. Could he go somewhere else? Yeah. I'm sure he probably had offers, but no. This is a gap year where we're going to use Calzada to get him some more reps and more experience. Then you got the Cincinnati kid coming up behind, like I've said before. If you watch my lives or my videos, we're set at quarterback hopefully for a couple of years. We just need to keep the Cincinnati kid. Okay, what do we talk about? Calzada's size and strength will help him in the SEC. Yes, he can run. He's a big dude. He can take some hits, and he can probably give out a few. The last thing that Bush Hamden admitted to, was he made a mistake with Vandergriff by trying to let him run in the offense because it got him injured. Okay, so that was pretty much what Bush Hamden said. Okay, so this is like an hour or two. This is 2 hours worth of videos, and I'm on minute 12 here. All right, let's talk about Brad White because he didn't say a lot. I'm going to try to condense it, guys. You can go watch these if you want to. I'm just trying to condense it down to the major points here. First point he made was the new guys have settled into Kentucky's routine, and half the guys on the defense are new. So, so they've gotten into Kentucky routine out there on campus. We talked about this in my lives and my videos, 4 down linemen. Are we going to play 4 down linemen or 3? And he said we must be multiple or versatile. So yes, we will play a 4-3 and we will play a 3-4 because we have the pieces to do that. So yes, hopefully we'll switch 3-4, 4-3, or whatever kind of coverages we need to do because we have enough people now. Thank goodness. Someone asked him a question about Jacob Smith and Gerard Smith, younger players. They must continue to develop. Ahead of last year. Oh, are we ahead of last year? Are these group of players ahead of last year's players? Yes, and thank God. Yes, because we have all healthy bodies, and schematically they're ahead of what last year's group was. But they need reps to learn the system. So they don't have enough reps yet, but yes, schematically they know the schematics. 2 more points he made here is we must stop the run. No kidding. We had, and what did he say? We must stop the run because after the 6th game, we fell off. Well, let me say what he should have said. We quit after 6 games, and we didn't fall off. Our players just quit and decided, we don't want to play anymore. We'll just go 4-8. Yeah, so that hopefully will never happen again because that's the only time I've seen a Stoops team quit, and it was not any fun for us to watch. So, we must stop the run because, there were backs Auburn's back was getting 250 yards on us. Tennessee's back was getting 250. You can't give up 500 yards and expect to win a game. Yeah, so I don't think that will happen again. And we have enough depth in case we have injuries. And of course, it's a long season and injuries are expected. All right, guys, that is the highlights from Media Day for Mitch Banhart, Bush Hamden, and Brad White. If you are new to this channel, please hit that subscribe button. Turn on the notifications, guys, because I was going to do 1 live a week, but with the season coming up, if something happens, I'm going to jump on and do a live at any time during the week that my work schedule permits. So our next live is this Sunday. That's August 3rd. and it's going to be at 7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern. Everybody's welcome. If you're a Tennessee fan, come in. If you're a Louisville fan, come in. If you love college football, hey, come on in. When we watch the games, everybody, excuse me, I knocked something over. Everybody getting excited already, knocking stuff over. Come in, watch the game with me. Don't settle for the SEC legacy media. You don't need to be watching Paul Finebaum and the SEC podcast. They don't care about us anyway. So you know what? We don't need them. This is a new media. This is a new channel. This is a place for football right now. I am going to do basketball 50-50, but I am going to do football 100% when it's football season. So come on over and watch the game with us and our group of people, and we'll have fun as long as you're respectful. If you're disrespectful, like I've already had to do in one of my lives you guys saw, I will kick your ass out. So be respectful. We're respectful of everyone, and we love college football. All right, guys, this video will be put out on Friday night, and then I will see everyone Sunday night, 7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern. Have a good weekend.